Today's WNEM TV5 Morning Extra is brought to you by Roof Max of Midland.
Thanks for joining us for TV5 Morning Extra. Remember, if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube right now, like, follow, and comment on the stories that matter most to you. I'm Lauren Piesco.
And I'm Christine Winter. It is a rainy day. Let's go to First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro for a look at not only the rain, but what else we'll see this week.
Yeah, Christine, Lauren, we are tracking some damp weather today and for tomorrow. In fact, the latest update that I have for you this morning is the addition of an isolated severe storm chance for tomorrow evening. And of course, this is a map we usually don't see at this time of year, but the Storm Prediction Center has extended a marginal risk for isolated severe storms into the central Michigan region. So it especially includes Alma, Mount Pleasant, Clare, even north towards Houghton Lake, though. It's a threat of large hail in the evening tomorrow. At this time of year, when the atmosphere is colder, especially aloft, storms do have a bit of an easier tendency to create some hail. So that's what we're tracking tomorrow evening. But here we are this morning, downtown Flint, across the bricks. Pretty damp out there with some of the rain that's moved through. It's 40 in Flint, so you don't have to worry about any icy conditions there, but no doubt you want to have the rain gear ready to go. And also we have a couple of showers that have developed between Oil City, Midland, and Edenville this morning. Those are slowly moving towards the north in Midland County. But again, just one of these mornings where you will want the rain gear ready, because we still expect even a few more showers late this afternoon, especially near Flint. And then of course we have the rain and that thunderstorm chance for tomorrow. I'll show you the hour by hour coming up in a bit. Christine, Lauren, back to you.
Well, right now, Flint City Council members still deliberating over two large proposals following a special meeting.
Yeah, members voting to delay action in a tentative agreement between the city and Flint Patrol Officers Association. Now, that contract with the police department includes a 7% pay increase retroactive to last July, with a 6% increases for the next 2 years, and also eliminating the lowest step in the wage scale.
Council members also voting against adding $1 million to the city's water stabilization fund. Members raised concerns about the cost and effectiveness of the plan. Mayor Sheldon Neely, who proposed it, reacting to that decision in a statement saying families are already struggling with rising costs, and this no vote puts them at even greater risk. His proposal would have used money from the American Rescue Plan Act to offset the 5.8% rate increase from the Great Lakes Water Authority.
Now, the mayor plans to hold a press conference to talk in depth about those decisions this morning at 11. Stay with TV5 for updates.
And still developing this morning, a shelter-in-place order now lifted for the Shiawassee County community of Langsburg after another police standoff started.
Now, the second in Shiawassee County this week. Now, police from several agents were called out to a home on North Church Street near Grand River Avenue after getting reports of gunshots. This is around 10:30 yesterday morning. Police tell us the man had an automatic weapon. They say multiple negotiators were communicating with him, but eventually officers decided to wait out the situation instead of provoking an armed confrontation. They tell us the man is a veteran with mental health struggles.
Fortunately, with his mental health condition, he's not been getting the benefits I don't think that he needs, because he needs inpatient treatment, and he just keeps walking away. So at some point, you know, it gets redundant.
We're still working to figure out how that standoff ended. Stay with TV5 for more updates.
Now, this comes after state police dealt with a barricaded gunman situation in Owasso Township, just miles northeast of Langsburg this week. We've been following this closely for you. Troopers were called out Tuesday night to the Woods and Field mobile community after a report of an assault with a weapon. Well, after surrounding the home on Krause Street for hours, they realized the suspect had left. Early yesterday morning, MSP says it arrested Stephen Lockwood in Owasso around 7 a.m. No word yet on charges.
Still unfolding, charges filed against a Flint Township couple after 61 dogs and 3 cats were rescued from their home last month. Kim Shires, who told TV5 he owned the home on North Elms Road with his wife, and now faces 2 felony charges and a misdemeanor related to animal cruelty. Both are accused of felonies related to animal abandonment, cruelty, killing and torturing, and a misdemeanor charge over the more than 24 dead animals found in garbage bags. The surviving dogs and cats are still recovering thanks to the help of agencies like Genesee County Animal Control.
They're definitely fearful. They haven't really had a lot of socialization with many people, so that can make things a little bit more intimidating for dogs once they do get out of a situation and start on this pathway towards adoption.
Right now, online court records don't yet show an arraignment date for that couple. Stay with TV5 for updates.
In Huron County, there are more potential legal problems for the owner of the Bad Axe Theater. Mark Rolfe is accused of 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct for crimes involving 2 victims, one from October 2018, the other from April of 2023. This is in addition to the felonies he pleaded not guilty to back in January. Those are related to the reported sexual assaults nearly 20 years ago of a teenager who worked at the theater. Stay with TV5 for updates as those cases move forward.
We are getting a clearer timeline on restoration of the lakes drained by dam failures nearly 5 years ago in Midland and Gladwin counties. According to the 4 Lakes Task Force, the Sanford Dam is substantially complete. If the refill starts in May, it could take 31 days. After that, we're looking at between 51 and 81 days. The Smallwood Dam should be mostly done by July. If the refill begins in May, that could take up to a month. Later than that, up to 2 months. Secord should be mostly done by September. Once again, if that refill starts in May, could be 1 to 2 weeks. After that, it would be a month to just over 3 months. And Edenville should be mostly done by September of next year. If that refill begins in May, it could take just over a month. Anytime after that would be between 2 and 3 months.
Across Michigan, a new proposal in Lansing could change who could register to vote. The House Committee on Election Integrity met on Tuesday to talk about House Bill 4765. It would require anyone registering to vote to show proof of U.S. citizenship, like a birth certificate or a passport, before that registration is processed. Now, this is similar to the SAVE Act that's being pushed in Washington, D.C. Well, Michigan Republican Representative Jason Wolford of Howell says this protects the integrity of elections. But Democratic Representative My Song of Warren argues it could hurt voter turnout.
Important that we remember that every improper ballot cancels out the lawful vote of a lawful Michigan citizen.
It is my belief that this bill would have unintended consequences. It would create more chaos, especially when we are concerned with voter turnout.
That proposed bill is still being debated in the State House.
And another bill we're following in the State House right now would require federal immigration agents to wear body cameras while on duty in Michigan. The legislation by House Democrats would make it a requirement for all ICE agents to wear body cameras while interacting with the public except in private places. The penalty would be a civil fine of $500. Failure to pay would make that agent ineligible to work in the state of Michigan. The bill has been referred to the State House Committee on Government Operations.
Happening tonight, the Saginaw County Republican Party will host a gubernatorial forum at Saginaw Valley State University. Republican candidates for governor, including Perry Johnson, Tom Leonard, Eric Nesbitt, and Ralph Rebrandt, are scheduled to join that discussion. Now, Mike Cox, a candidate, has backed out, he says, due to a death in his family. Doors open at 5:30 for that forum at Curtis Hall.
Also happening tonight, Midland County Emergency Management hosting a free Skywarn spotter training session. It includes a presentation from the National Weather Service on severe weather, how powerful storms take shape, how to stay safe when hazardous conditions strike, and key signs to look for that signal a storm's intensity. That event runs from 6 to 7:30 tonight at the Midland Law Enforcement Center on Rod Street.
All right, new details in Saginaw County Merrill Community Schools, giving us a glimpse of the upgrades at the school's gym. The new design includes a fresh look as well as a new mobile digital scoreboard and brand new wall pads to keep athletes safe. Now, the school says it is also working into work in progress on a top to bottom renovation of the boys and girls locker rooms. It plans to share a full reveal of the building and the upgrades once they're all complete.
All right, happening tonight, a fundraiser for a Genesee County ministry and nonprofit marking a special milestone. For 10 years now, Beauty for Ashes has helped more than 2,000 women escape trafficking and exploitation, providing them with meals, laundry, and recovery support. It does this relying solely on volunteers and donations.
We've come so far from being a hotel ministry with a wonderful group of women who would go out and meet those women to a robust street outreach team who goes along different areas of Genesee County, meeting women on the road, giving them hygiene products, food, lunches, pray with them.
Tonight's event is at 6 o'clock on Hogarth Avenue at the site of the former St. Pius Catholic Church and School. To sign up or learn more about the ministry, go to the hot links section on our website, WNEM.com. And more local news, the Mid-Michigan man who brought the world the Amigo has died. Al Teamy, founder of Amigo Mobility in Bridgeport Township, passed away Tuesday due to complications from cancer. He created his first motorized mobility cart in 1968 for a family member with multiple sclerosis. He is survived by his wife and 4 children. We're told a funeral is planned for Saturday morning at 10:30 at St. Dominic Catholic Church in Saginaw. Visitation will be at Snow Funeral Home in Saginaw Township from 2 to 7 on Friday and at the church from 9:30 Saturday until Mass. Private burial will follow.
The Little Forks Conservancy is looking for volunteers, and you can learn more and join at an open house tonight. Now, volunteers are important there, contributing to science monitoring efforts, native plantings, preserving maintenance, cleaning up trash, and also removal of invasive species. Now, the Conservancy staff will be there to answer any questions you might have and volunteer opportunities as well. This is happening at Pizza Sam's in Midland tonight from 5 to 7 p.m.
And the Vietnam Moving Wall travels across Michigan. It's coming to Genesee County this summer. On your screen now is footage of that wall in Cairo just last summer. The traveling replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. is returning to Bluebell Beach in Genesee Township. It'll be there from July 30th through August 2nd. You are watching TV5 Morning Extra. We're going to take a quick break.
Yes, coming up though, Butterflies in Bloom, such a cool event. When you can catch the return of this colorful event at Dow Gardens.
And we want to remind you, if you are watching on YouTube or Facebook right now, maybe catching clips on Instagram, like, follow, and comment on the stories important to you. Matthew will have another check of your First Alert forecast when we come back in 1 minute.
While we are tracking some damp weather today, we're also still tracking some rain for tomorrow, and we're first alerting you to some thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow as well. There's actually a marginal risk for a couple of isolated severe storms as we go into the evening. The Storm Prediction Center has extended that marginal risk into our area. Places like Elma or Oil City, Coleman, Gladwin, they're all included in this marginal risk. So that's the dark green. The only threat out of these storms is going to be large hail. At this time of year, the upper levels of the atmosphere is much colder. Storms just have an easier tendency to create hail as a result of that. So that's why there's some possibility for that tomorrow evening. First alert hour by hour as we go towards noon tomorrow. Well, we're still dry at noon, though we could wake up to some drizzle tomorrow morning. And then as we go into the early afternoon, this is about 2 or even 3 o'clock. Notice that we do have some of these showers moving into mid-Michigan. So some of the afternoon bus stops tomorrow likely to be a bit damp. First alert hour by hour at about 5 o'clock shows some of these isolated storms also moving in, and then you still see a few more storms even as we go towards 8 o'clock in the evening. When any of those storms are closer to US 127, that's where we have that potential for some large hail. Rain should be more isolated into tomorrow night, but then we have yet another round of rain and even some thunderstorms as we go into Saturday morning. Then by Saturday afternoon, the rainfall will start to slow down. But here we are this morning in downtown Flint. This is live across the bricks. 40 degrees in Flint, so you don't have to worry about any ice on Saginaw Street, for example, but it is still going to be damp. So one of those mornings to just take the rain gear with you as you're heading out the door, because we will stick with damp weather pretty much all day. First alert pinpoint Doppler does have some rain showers near Durand right now, and we also have a couple of rain showers that have developed right near the Midland, Sanford, and Edenville areas. Now going through this afternoon, the better chance of scattered rain will be south towards places like Owasso, Flint, and Lapeer. Still a little bit drizzly even in between any of these rain showers too. So again, just going to be a wet day. Definitely pretty much the complete opposite of yesterday. Also, especially with temps, definitely different than yesterday. 39 for the high today. We have 57 for tomorrow, though, so we'll warm back up tomorrow. Then 62 on Saturday, and then about 54 on Sunday. So we're still holding on to that milder weekend, and then also some mild temps as we start off next week. Well, Lauren, Christine, we should start to cool down by the middle of next week.
All right, Matthew, thank you. Happening today, Oscar-nominated short films coming to the Flint Institute of Arts. The showcase of films from around the world kicks off at 7:30 with the live-action films. Tomorrow will be documentaries at 7:30. Then Saturday will feature animated films at 2 o'clock, and documentaries at 3:45. Finally, Sunday will have more live-action films at 2 and animated films at 4:15. We have that schedule on your screen. For tickets, go to hot links on WNEM.com. And staying with the arts, check out a watercolor show this evening in Bay City. Work by the Saginaw area water media artists will be on display at Studio 23. The group is also offering art education opportunities. Opening reception begins at 5 o'clock. This is free and open to everyone.
A Celestial Symphony premieres tomorrow at the Delta College Planetarium in Bay City, and the show takes viewers on a musical journey from the beginning of the universe to the future of humanity, offering cosmic visuals paired with classical music from composers like Beethoven. Now, Celestial Symphony will play Friday and Saturday nights, beginning at 6 through late April. All right, also starting tomorrow, the Butterflies in Bloom exhibit returning to Dow Gardens in Midland. Want to check out these up-close looks at all these beautiful butterflies, newly emerged, brightly colored from all around the world. This exhibit runs through mid-May. Reservations are required. Love to see that.
Love the Butterfly House. Always worth a visit. Let's check in with Matthew now for one last look at your first alert weather.
Yeah, and it is pretty damp out there right now. We've had some showers. We've had some drizzle this morning. We do expect a little more drizzle and some spotty rain today, and then some more rain tomorrow afternoon and evening, which we also do expect a few isolated storms by tomorrow evening as well. So we are going to turn a bit more damp here as we close out the work week. Going into the weekend, that rain on Saturday should start to wind down during the afternoon. Sunday will be much drier and brighter, but other than the cold temps today, we're actually still on track for a pretty mild stretch into the weekend and early next week.
All right, we appreciate it, and thank you so much for joining us live this morning for TV5 Morning Extra.
You can find us right back here for TV5 News at 9. We'll see you then.